Hello and welcome back to Miss Crafts Let's Layer. I am Barbie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here to show you a new technique. Well, it's not exactly a new technique, but it is the first time I am going to be sharing this with you on one of my videos. So this new technique is so that we can make this beautiful embossed card. Check that out. Is that not pretty? Gonna keep it simple for the fact that it is the first time I'm going to show you how to emboss. And let's get to this. So this is showing off the Stampin' Up! Eastern Palace set. It's a suite. It is released in 2 different size bundles. And today it's going to be the premier bundle that you would need to get in order to do this because of the cardstock. The cardstock does not come with if I'm wrong, it's going to be flashing on the bottom here. It does not come in the starter bundle, unfortunately. And the only way you can get the cardstock for this particular suite right now is in the premier bundle. Like I said, if I am incorrect, because I will double check before I finalize everything, but this is the Eastern Beauty stamp set, which comes with both bundles. And today we are going to be using this particular circle, this circle, and then this flower medallion. Don't know if that's exactly what it's called. That's what I'm going to call it. So, I have been having so much fun with this particular set. As you can tell, my photopolymer stamps are getting rather loved. We are also going to be using the Eastern Medallion thinlits. And this is also part of the premier bundle, and this is the particular thinlet we are going to be using. I have already stamped, embossed, and cut this particular one out for tonight, so that one I won't be showing you, but you will see how to do the embossing with the circles here. Now, I've got to stop saying this now stuff. We're going to get there. Slowly but surely. Stick with me. We'll get through this. The Very Vanilla Thick cardstock is also, it comes free in the Premier Bundle. This is the only way you're going to get this. It was also part of the early release. With the Starter Bundle, it comes with the Very Vanilla note cards and envelope set. But with the Premier Bundle, we get the Very Vanilla Thick cardstock, which is going to be new in the new catalog. And we also get envelopes, the Very Vanilla envelopes, medium size, to go along with it. So this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. Make sure I get you in camera here. And it is scored at 4.5. So your basic card, the card size I love. Alright, so I'm going to be starting off with the Fresh Fig cardstock that I have cut at 5.5 by 4.5. And of course the little scrap that you need to do this embossing and die cutting. And bring out my embossing buddy. Now this puts off kind of a little bit of a powder as far as will make your embossing go a lot smoother. So I have tried it without, I have tried it with, I have tried different stamp pads even than the Versamark, and it all boils down to the embossing buddy. So I am going to, my little dog decided she was going to come down. Gonna go ahead and stamp these. I like my rules of 3. And the Versamark is kind of sticky, so if you hear it sticking, that's totally normal. I'm a worrywart stamper. At first I'm like, is this supposed to be like this? My, at the time, just demonstrator, but she's my upline now, got a lot of questions from me when I started. When I started on my paper crafting journey. And I will put 3 of those, my rules of 3, like I said. And that is what it looks like. You can see the Versamark on there. Set this aside, and then I will bring out my embossing powder. Now this is the gold embossing powder, as you could probably tell, but I never know how pictures are going to show up or my camera is going to show up. So it is gold, and you just sprinkle it right over where you stamped. And try not to make too much of a mess, like I am doing. And then, to kind of clean it up, I have a, showing off the fact that I have done this before. You can kind of clean it up just a little bit before you heat it up. I don't want all that on there. I'm picky. Sometimes it pays to be picky, sometimes it doesn't. And look at that, I made one heck of a mess. Pick that up as much as possible and put my little container on here. This I find kind of is a little bit simpler to store than the little jars that it comes in. It gives me more room to work, so it's, even though that was messy, it's not as messy. There. Much better. So now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. Let it warm up just a second here. And then, using the heat tool, I will, you can watch it, there we go. Now it's starting, you can see where it's kind of turning into that more brilliant gold. A little bit more on part of here, and there we go. Turn that off and put this somewhere where it's not going to hurt anything or anyone. Pain is not good. And so it kind of did my, distort the paper just a little bit, but that will all be said and done when it's here when I put it on. There we go, showing it off the fact that I messed up. Retake, redo. But like I said, and like my my upline says, paper has two sides for a reason. You mess up, you can always turn it over. I'm going to open my card here. I'm turning it upside down so that way I can, me being right-handed, I can line this up better. It's going to take me a second. And flatten that out real nice. And there's that. It's gonna pop up here for me for a second. And speaking of popping up, I'm gonna use a little bit of a dimensional here. Straight in the middle of this. And kind of bend stuff up just a little bit. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. Back of the dimensional comes off ever so easy for me. Oh, and go ahead and put that right on there. And there we are, a finished card. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you learned a new if you didn't learn a new technique, at least it will get you, hopefully, in your craft area to create something pretty. If you like this, please like and subscribe and share. Feel free to comment any questions pertaining to this card in the descriptions below or in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time,